Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back. We continue our Shadowscape campaign. Now we just crossed over this tile here after encountering some large spiders in an abandoned shack. Tile W11. So I have my notes off here to the side. I'll take up the frame. Now Wolf found a parchment that had some writing on it, and we were trying to figure out what it says. I have some ideas. I want to ask the Oracle. I did roll up create peaceful, but couldn't think of anything from that. So let's, for this video, for this episode, I'm going to try to avoid any tables or the mythic. I want to use everything from my noggin. Okay, let's ask the Oracle, which is just the D100. Does the parchment have to do anything with the Tower of Purge? I'm going to say because of the distance, 65% chance. And that is a yes, it does. So this parchment is related to the Tower of Purge. And I'd say it is going to be something in relation to perhaps a warning of sorts. Now, the warning, does it have to do with the entrance per se or the surrounding areas? Let's say, does it have to do with the surrounding areas? 50% chance. It does. Okay. Meaning that there is something that the prior owner of this parchment paper, this note, was perhaps going back to Shadowscape to warn someone about something. So the paper has to be in the perspective of someone leaving who experienced the Tower of Purge. I want to say that the Tower of Purge is inaccessible due to excess danger. So there's going to be a little note here. I'm going to just put vaguely excess danger. The tower. Whatever it says specifically doesn't really matter at the moment. We'll figure that out once we get through at least a tile or two off of the tower's position on this map. But I'm going to say this parchment, it was a prior recipient. The prior owner is someone who left the Tower of Purge, perhaps to go back. Okay, now let's continue our, I guess, tile crawl, not hex crawl per se, but in the style of hex crawling. We're back on the main trail due to that crater that was supposedly right here. So now we're on tile V11, and V11. It is roughly 3 p.m. So we're approaching after late afternoon. While they enter this tile, I have to remember that this whole area here is a sort of Deadlands region. So there'll be a lot of, let's say, zombies, ghosts, skeletons, creatures of dark fantasy. Strictly in this area here, more so than what we've encountered before. So, do we encounter anything? Let's roll for it. 75% chance. That is a yes, though it is a weak encounter. Okay. Now, this encounter, is it going to be a threat? I'm going to say 80% chance. Oh, that's a strong yes. Okay, so we encounter a creature or a threat of a minor inconvenience, but it is aggressive. So let's grab our card to track combat. I'll use this one here. Okay. So we have an encounter, and the pencil I had just broke, so I'm going to get a new one. Sharpen this up, and we will use this note card to track the encounter per se. But I have my notes off to the side so it doesn't cloud the screen up, doesn't take up too much real estate on the camera. All right, so who are we encountering? All right, is it going to be the undead? Do we have, or is it going to be, let's say it's a zombie, keeping it fresh. It's a zombie. We got two, because it was such a weak roll. How many are there? Let's roll a d4. There's 2 zombies, okay? So we have 2 zombies. And one thing I want to try for creating enemies is to establish what I call a battle die. This was based off one of my older uh, game rules I was creating my own for Havoc, an on and off mechanic. So I would give them a die for the amount of damage they cause. And for zombie, I'm thinking they're not too threatful, so D4 is, let's get the red die, obviously. Their D4 is their battle die, which means the amount of damage they cause, I'll use this note card for today, the amount of damage they cause is the die I'm giving them. So a D4 is the amount of damage they can cause. Their HP, we can probably keep it either times 2 or equal to the max potential of the die roll. So 4. Then we have AC over here. So for this one was a little difficult, but I'm thinking the lower the damage, the HP, the higher the AC. So 4 is, let's say, for example, 6 away from 10, which would be an AC of 6. If this was an HP of a 6 or an 8, that would be a AC of 4 or a 2, making them more difficult to attack. So we have these 2 zombies, so Z1, Z2, and that's their stats moving forward. That's one way I want to try to build enemies for this specific campaign. Relatively simple, based off rooting off of a D4. Okay, we begin combat. We know they are a threat, so I will keep their D4 here, and we will also grab our first weapon die, or D20, I should say, and the D20 for the enemy, along with the roll. Something I forgot to do last time was roll the weapon die of both opponents. So Wolf is up first as usual with his D8, either Warhammer, a battle axe, I think, or his sword, whichever is the highest in damage. And that's going to be the D8. Okay, there we go. So obviously we didn't hit, and our target 20 system, we didn't hit, they didn't hit. So next is going to be Rayla. She has a D6, 2D6 actually. So we'll roll that with the D4 on the opponent's side. Alright, so looks like D6, D4, neither is going to be a hit. Well, AC of 6, that's 12 for us, plus our bonus, which we have none, so neither is a hit. Let me grab a little, I don't use them often, but let me grab a little tray here. Alright. Those are Rayla's die. I'm gonna keep them off to the side here. That's Wolf's. Okay, next is going to be Garlock's. He has a D6 staff or warhammer. So the D4 for the opponent and the D20s for both participants. Oh, they landed a critical, but again, I don't often do critical. So they land a hit, we do not. 6, that's 9, plus a bonus of 1, that's 10, that's a miss. Okay, the zombies land a hit, and they land a 3. So 3 damage to Garlock's. He definitely does not have main character syndrome in this campaign. Okay, next up is going to be Sarv. Sarv, this is his, I think this is his first encounter. Actually, I'm mistaken. I don't think he went up against the spiders previously, so I don't think I am mistaken. Let's roll for Sarv. He has a D4 dagger. He's pretty ineffectual, but we're going to go for it anyways. Okay, here we go. Interference, I'm going to say it landed on a 15. It's kind of teetering on, let's see which way it falls. 10, okay. So it didn't exactly work out to my advantage, but 10's a miss, because plus 6, that's 16, it's not 20. 8 plus our AC of 6. That's 15. That's a miss. Both miss. Okay, so quite a few misses today. Back to Wolf. He has the D8. So, whoop, re-roll the D8. Okay, so they failed on a 1, so we can ignore their roll. But Wolf got a hit. 16 plus the 6, that's obviously going to be 20, 22. And he deals 5 damage, thus taking out one of the zombies. All right, next up is Rayla. She will use her. You know what? I just realized I have not been using the spells that much. 1d6. Here's how I'm going to do spells. They usually just, if I'm not mistaken, just happen. But I'm going to roll it just for sake of intrigue. And yeah, we'll use a 1d6 for her magic. Her magic missile's a 1d6. Let's do that. Let's use magic missile. I'm gonna only let her use it once per battle. Okay, so 6 plus that's gonna be 6. That's 12. That's a miss. The magic missile fires past the zombie. Plus a miss. They did not get a hit either. 8 plus 6. That's not target 20. So next is going to be Garlox with his D6 staff. So we can roll the same dice we have now. Okay. All right, we have 14 plus a 6. They also got a 14, kind of teetering, but I'll give it to them. I have not been counting the THACO bonus, which is fine. I might have missed that. So we have 14 plus our THACO bonus of 15 plus 6. That's a hit. So 3 damage to the next zombie. So 1, 2, 3. They, however, 14 plus the RAC of 4. That's 18. That's a miss. I don't have any bonuses for them. All right. Next up is our new addition to the team, Sarv. Sarv has a D4. He's not the most formidable employee of our company, but I'm going to roll it. That's not a hit. However, 13. Oh my gosh. So 13 is a hit because Sarv's AC is 7. That hit target 20. So but he only gets 1 damage. So not exactly life-threatening. But he takes his first damage for the adventure. At least we can get a participation trophy for this one. Oh, I forgot to give Wolf for killing. I believe he slayed the first one, so I'll give him 10 XP for that. So, and speaking of Wolf, he's going up now. He gets his D8. I'm glad we at least used the magic for once. Okay, 18's obviously going to be 18's a hit. We deal 1 damage, which does cause the zombie to collapse, fall apart. They deal no damage at all. Okay, so we have officially defeated those zombies. And we get, that was once again thanks to the efforts of Wolf. So that's another 10 for him. Okay, so when the counter is complete, we're moving on. I'll keep this aside. Okay, so we just left V11. Oh, I need to note what kind of terrain it was. We're getting like to dead trees. Now we're on V10, which is also dead trees. V10. It's 4 p.m., so I'm doing about an hour per tile. And here we need to roll if they encounter anything, which I'll say 75% chance they do. They do. Okay, so with that distance between 75 and 1, 30 is about midway, more against the one side. So it will be, let's say, I'm thinking, is the threat 50% chance? It's not. It is somebody who needs, ooh, is it somebody who needs help? 90% chance it is. Yep, okay. So somebody needs help. I'm gonna write that down here. Let's see. Someone is in danger. This someone is a traveler, per se. And this traveler is caught in a trap. And this trap is a cage that fell from perhaps a tree. Kind of like a bird, kind of like a bird trap, or an animal trap, like where it's. But this trap is a cage or some kind of net. Oh, you know what? Let's do the classic net capture from the ground. This person traveling, walking through, grabbed something off the ground, and the net caught them up, and now they are stuck in the tree. But, however, is this person alone, this traveler? I'm going to say 25% chance. They are. Okay, that's a strong yes, which leads me to think that this traveler alone. Now, if it was a regular yes, then they are alive. But I'm going to say, are they dead? 50% chance they're dead. Yes, they are. Okay, here's why. So that strong yes, are they alone? I'm assuming beyond my expectations, lower than 10, which means they're dead. So we see the traveler, we're passing by, and he's hanging out the tree in the net, and it is perhaps a. How dead is he? I'm just gonna roll at 100. It means he's a skeleton. Oh, okay. Maybe the corpse has been in this trap for a couple of days or so. Not many people travel these parts. So they are, let's see, dead body. I'm gonna write a little note here. Dead body, few days. And they see it is it could be a bandit. It could be it's a person. It's a human. We know that. Let's say it's a merchant. Classic. This merchant was traveling. He got robbed, trapped. They looted his. Maybe he had a what do you call it? A donkey with pulling some gear, and the donkey was maybe unfortunately slain or ran off. But obviously, this guy has been. This merchant has been robbed. So we pass the body. There's not much we can do. So we'll ignore it for now as we pass. But I'm going to do a passive roll here for insight, which would be wisdom, I think. Let's see. Let's roll a d20. I'm going to do it for each character passively. So this is kind of like the DM rolling it behind the screen. So wisdom 13. This is for Wolf. He notices. Okay, so Wolf notices. Wolf notices Rayla. She has 11. She notices. Okay. Let's see. Wisdom for Garlax is 10. Garlax does not notice. Again, he is not. Luck is not on his side in this campaign. Wisdom for Sarv. Sarv does not notice either. Okay, so perhaps old age is catching up to him. But our two primary characters so far, both the top left screen on your screen, that's obviously Wolf. Rayla's below that, Garlax, and then Sarv at the bottom, new edition. Just to get that information out there, I used to have text, but I had trouble generating the text for Sarv, so I kind of one of the characters, so I kind of just change them back to different pictures. So they both notice something strange about the corpse. And I want to say that is it what they notice something having to do with his clothing. 75% chance. It is had to do with his clothing. They see a this merchant who was traveling. It was a merchant. He was robbed. There is blood on his pelt or on his wares, but he has a satchel kind of on his side. So there's blood on the satchel, but the blood is actually not conventional red. It is green. So that catches the eye of our two characters. So green blood on satchel, which I don't know what blood per se orcs have. I'm just thinking green, typically green, but I could be wrong. But this is, again, my fictional world, so I'm going to say that they think it's a monster that attacked this merchant, and they had a little, maybe the monster was bleeding, there was a little bout, who knows. But anyways, I can probably actually, that wouldn't make sense, because why would there be blood on the satchel if the merchant was captured? You know what, I'm going to scratch that. My apologies. Merchant was robbed. They noticed the satchel. It's a very nice satchel. Let's just say that. The satchel is wondering why whoever robbed this merchant didn't take the satchel. So as Rayla attempts to grab it, it is magically enchanted with a protection spell. She tries to grab it, but she gets a little jolt of energy. Nothing damaging, just a little, like a shock. That explains why it is, that would explain why that no one took it. So the satchel is protected by magic. And none of our characters have any method of deterrent for that, to take it. But she tries to take her dagger and cut the satchel off of it. Does the dagger work? Let's see. Is the magic only enchanted around the satchel itself, not the rope, not the belt holding it? I'm going to say 75% chance. Yep. Oh, yeah. The magic is strictly on the satchel. She takes the knife, cuts around the trap of the net, and then cuts the. Wolf is watching. He's like, "Are you sure this is a good idea?" Rayla says, "If this satchel is magically enchanted, then there's something valuable in here. We can most likely get this spell undone further down the road once we have time, or if we find someone who can help with such a thing." I don't think she's thinking of Sar. I don't think he can really do much about that. So she takes the satchel. I don't have to remember that it is magically enchanted with a protection spell. So she has a satchel now. 1 second. Let me grab a dice. Alright, so satchel. Start. I'm going to put down that it is spell protected. Just for a little note for myself. Now, okay. So she has a satchel now, and they continue off. This satchel might become a plot-related item later down the road, figuratively. Okay, they're gonna go here, and there's more trees, but now there is going to be a lake right here. And it is red, called the Bloodstain. Bloodstain. It's a red lake. Blood, perhaps, but now we're in tile. We went kind of at an angle. We're at W9. And now it is 5 p.m. Do they encounter anything here? 50-50. Okay, they do not. Okay, 98 is a very strong no. Now we go here. More dead trees. This is W9 or W8. Yep, W8. I'll do a half an hour because did they not encounter anything in that prior tile. So anything here, I'm going to say 65% chance. Yes, they do, and it is going to be a threat because that's a very strong yes. All right, let's do an encounter. Okay, I'm writing down encounter here in my notes. And we'll make this up as we go. We got D4 amount of them. 3 shadow demons. Yeah, 3 shadows. Let's just say shadows. These guys will be D6, a little tougher. HP 6, AC, that's going to be 4. Wow, okay, so this might be a tough one. Let's grab our dice. This time I'm going to try rolling just the attack rolls first. So they are not ambushed per se, but they're attacked by 3 shadow demons. Shadows. All right, let's do this. We're going to roll for our first attack with Wolf. All right. All right, so 9 plus the 4, that's going to be 13. All right, so we have plus the 1 Thaco, that's 10, and then 13. Then that's a miss, 17 total. But they got a crit. They got a hit. So they're going to deal damage of a d6. Oh, gosh, that's a hard. Okay, so he gets hard. 3, 4, 5, 6. Hopefully he has 12 HP, but that's still a very good hit. All right, these guys are going to be tough. I need to write down per character. S2, S3. There we go. Next is going to be... Can't forget that you let Wolf use an item before his next round. Okay, next is Rayla. She is not hurt though, but she only has 6 HP. Maybe I made this character too tough. Okay, so 11 plus Rayla's 6, 17. That's not a hit, but she got a hit. 6 plus 4, that's gonna be 20. So we don't need to bother with the Thaco. That's a hit, and she is gonna deal 2d6 damage. I will let the damage carry over because of the difficulty. So 4. That's only gonna be one of the shadows taking 4 damage. All right, good. Next is going to be this is Garlox. There we go. All right, 8 plus the 6, that's going to be 14. I'm sorry, plus the 4, that's 12. Plus the Thaco and bonus, that's 14. That's not a hit. They did not get a hit either. 12 total. Okay, so he's safe, but so are they. Next is Sarv. Okay, it looks like they both actually hit. Sarv has a Thaco of 12. I'm sorry, 1. Don't be a hell of a Thaco. 1. And then that's 5 total for bonus, so he lands a hit. He's going to deal a minimal damage at D1, a D4. 4 damage, nice. So what I'll do, I'll carry the damage over. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. The first shadow evaporates, is defeated. But they also deal damage. This is concerning because he only has HP of 7 and he's hurt right now. This might be Sarv's death. 2. Okay, got lucky. So 1, 2. All right. Now, next up is going to be back to Wolf. Oh, right. That was Sarv. He gets his first XP. I forgot. He gets his first XP for that kill. Go. Okay. All right. I think he killed. I even forgot. I forgot. Oh. Okay. Anyway, we'll move along. Next is Wolf. Here we go. 7. So Wolf gets a hit. Yikes. 7 for. Let's see. +1 is 8 for Stacko. 12 for AC. 13, 40. That's gonna miss. But they land. Oh wait. Yeah, they land just enough. 20. So D6. Oh yikes. Okay, I think he's unconscious now. So no, I forgot. I'm sorry. I forgot to use a potion. Like I said, he's gonna use a potion, and this is a save for me to him. I totally forgot. I said I was gonna use a potion, and I will. So I'll do 2d6 best roll. 6. All right. So okay. So that's a little game hack there. I healed him up. Some of you might scream at that, but that's okay. Now we go. All right. Here we go. 14 plus the 1, and then plus the 4, a 3, that's 4 total. 18 plus their armor, that's a hit. So we deal, let's see, he has a d8. Where's my d8? 6 damage. I'm going to carry it over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he takes another shadow. That gives him another 10. Okay. Oh, I forgot to give Rayla the XP for the pouch. There we go. And they do not land a hit. All right. I'll save the day there with that potion, but now he doesn't have a potion. Okay, now it's Rayla. Okay, let's see. They don't land a hit. But Rayla, +1, that's 13. 4, that's not enough. Okay, so neither hit. All right, moving forward, we have Garlox. All right, so Garlox, let's see, +1 Thaco, attack bonus, +1 for melee. That's 2 on top of 9. AC, that's nowhere near a hit. He's also safe with, that's 13 for them. So that's not a hit. That's a miss. Last shadow remains. We have Sarv. Okay, Sarv is going to use this potion because he's concerned how powerful these creatures are. So I'll do the best of these 2 rolls. 3. So he's healed completely. Now we're going to roll. 11, they miss, but Sarv deals 1 +1 bonus. 12, and that's not enough. That's 16. Okay, back to Wolf. Oh, okay, so we have 7. It was originally 7. There we go. 18. That's going to be easily a hit for, and then they didn't get a hit. So Wolf landed a hit. 6 damage. That takes out the next shadow. Okay, so he gets 10 on top of that. Excellent. They defeat the shadows. Heavy damage taken, but thanks to those potions that we're now out of, he's able to continue. All right. That encounter took, let's say, an hour. So now, over the side, they are leaving now to W10. I'm sorry, they're going up here, which is more dead trees. This is B8. And now it is 6:30, so it's getting late. or it's just getting the sunset, and that's where we will have the team. We'll conclude this episode. Now, something I want to write down. As we get closer to the tower, Rayla does not notice this yet, but from the dungeon master's perspective, the satchel is starting to light up in aura. So the satchel is bright and warm red. So the closer they'll get to the tower, the brighter and warmer this satchel becomes. And we'll leave it at that. So as usual, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.